Hey guys, been out with my Nitro car today. Just crashed it. So just finished fixing it because I've used it quite a lot today. Need some AfterRun and oil in it. So what I thought I'd do is show you guys how to do that. Put some AfterRun oil in your car. Here's what we do. I think first, get one of these four-sided runs. You should have one of these in your starter kit. You take off your thing, glow plug. There we go. There we go. There it is. And here's what we do. You can use pretty much anything, as long as it's a lubricant. You can use, just ordinary oil, bike chain oil. That's another particularly good one. Manufacturers will want to sell you proper AfterRun oil. They'll brand it as, but in reality you don't actually need it. One of the best things you can use is this. That's all you need. WD-40. Bit of that will do the job just as well. The reason why you need AfterRun oil is because after you've run your car, if you put a bit of AfterRun oil in it, it'll help protect the engine from the corrosion. It'll also help, if you use the right stuff, it will also help with starting it back up, because if you put the oil in it, over time it will form effectively like a jacket, a barrier against all the insides of the engine. It'll help keep the engine running nice and smooth. This will dramatically increase the life of your engine if you do this. Just squirt a tiny bit of this stuff, WD-40, inside. There we go, inside the little piston. There we go, more than enough. All you have to do, give it some of that. And that's all you need to do. If you've got a flooded engine as well, that's all you need to do. Just take the thing off and then just do some of that. A bit more, I think. Do it again. It's best doing this, 2 or 3 times just to make sure. So that is the reason why that's a very good thing to use WD-40 is because it's a penetrating oil. Number one, it's fairly cheap and very, very easy to get hold of, and number 2, it's also a penetrating oil, which means it gets underneath all the dirt and the grit and everything and lifts it, and that's why it's very good for removing rust, because it gets underneath it and you can then wipe it off. It's also another good thing about WD-40, it's also water resistant as well. Dries out moisture, which is very, very good, particularly inside an engine. So that will save you a little bit of money rather than buying proper AfterRun oil, because the chances are most people have that, underneath your cupboard or something at home. Most people have a bit of that. It's very, very good. That's all you need to do. Just do that. Now this is the important bit. Be very, very careful whenever you're putting your glow plug back on. Be very, very careful. Do not over tighten it. So all you do, once you feel it go tight, just give it a little bit of nip like that. That's all you need to do. Be very careful, because if you over tighten it and strip the thread, that's a whole new engine. You need to be very, very careful with that. You only tighten it further if, when you're running it, you see a little bit of gas leaking out the plug. That's the only time you would tighten it more than that little bit of a nip. That's all you need to do. Anyway, that's all you need to do. That's how to put an AfterRun oil in your car. Now and over time, if you keep doing that every single time you use it, it doesn't matter how many times you use, how many tanks you use. I mean, I usually use, usually about 2, use 3 tanks a day, but after you finish with it, at the end of every day, always make sure you put that in, because that will dramatically increase the life of your engine. Just a bit of WD-40 in it. You can use pretty much anything, as I said. But yeah, that's on how to put AfterRun oil in your car. This is David from Nitro. Thanks for watching.